GREENPOINT Williamsburg Public Affairs presentation. This is Neighborhoods Today.
Welcome, everyone. I am here in the beautiful kitchen of Fanciful Feasting. And of course, right by my side here, I have Mr. Ralph LUPOLI. Hi, Ralph.
How are you?
We finally made it.
Star, your face is that.
We finally made it.
Welcome to my kitchen.
Well, I smell something very good, so why don't we get right to the goodies that Ralph prepared. What do we have here,
We
Ralph?
have a very interesting hors d'oeuvre, which I will show you. It's extremely easy. We then have a salad of polio mozzarella and strawberries. And then we have my favorite dessert, a mincemeat mousse. I will show you how to do this, and you can substitute strawberries, raspberries, whatever you want for any time during the year. Okay.
Okay, now for our first...
Start with the sprouts, okay?
Now, how do you prepare
Now,
that?
I have, excuse me while I get out of the camera, but this is so easy. You take a slice of cheese, whoop, and you fold it in half. Of course, the cheese is giving me problems. And you take sprouts, any kind of sprouts, doesn't matter. Roll it up.
Well, that's lovely. And then again, a nice little...
Put a toothpick in it on each side. Cut it and put it on a pretty tray.
Oh, that looks lovely.
You take a piece of ham. Have this cut very thin because it is important to roll.
Okay, Ralph, as we're
And
doing this,
again,
I just want to ask one question here.
sure.
What does a person have to know before they even call a caterer?
Well, they have to know why they're giving the party, for one thing, and they have to know when, where. There you go. And
That looks great.
and of course, how you decorate a tray. Excuse me, I'll answer your question, but how you decorate a tray is so important. Here I've used some little wine grapes and some French leaves. Okay.
Okay.
There we are. Let's get rid of this and go to the next hors d'oeuvre.
All right, so just to kind of summarize there, what do you have to know? How,
You
of
have
course,
to
the
know-
occasion, how many people, what is it, theme? Because you know
A
another
theme, how many people you're having.
So, I mean, after you kind of know the theme, how do you go about picking a caterer? I mean, do you just look in the yellow pages, or?
Well, I would suggest that you work with somebody. You try to find out from your friends who they have used. And what I'm doing here is just slicing up strawberries, and we're just going to make one portion. And now this is the polio fior di latte, and you see they come packed in water, and they're wonderful. I have been playing with these since I found them at Christmas time, and if I can only get this out of the package, I will be
Yeah,
delightful.
maybe that can help you out there. I'll take this part.
They're really very easy.
Okay, here we
Okay.
go. We have our strawberry.
And you
waiting for the little mozzarella.
You take how many you want and just put them in there. As I say, we're working on one portion. Now, for the sauce, what I've done is ground up some raspberries. So we'll just take some of that and pour it in here. And then use some of your finest olive oil. Just a bit. And again, here is something that you do because you like the way it tastes. There is no recipe for this. Now, what I've also done is use some balsamic vinegar and put a few spoons, a little bit of that into it. And there we go.
Well, that looks easy enough. So.
It couldn't be easier. Now, I have a job for you.
Sure.
On the bottom shelf, there's a bowl. Would you be kind enough to get that? And I'll hold this. There we are. Okay. Now, here's a little trick. that I think is important
All
for
right.
everybody to know.
We have-
When you are using a bed of lettuce, make sure that the lettuce is gleaming a little bit. And you do that by dressing it, by using your favorite dressing. And just a bit. And we'll pour this over that, like so.
Oh, that looks so nice.
And wait, we still have another goodie to go on here. And I love the color of the little polio mozzarellas. Can we see that?
Yeah. And what do we have here?
And then the crowning touch is some macadamia nuts.
Oh,
Whoop!
lovely.
You're alone in your kitchen, so don't worry about being sloppy.
Oh, that looks
And
great.
again, it's what you want to do.
Uh-huh.
How much, how little, what you like best.
That looks very nice.
And it really tastes incredible. Okay?
Okay, why don't I just put this right back?
Now, we're going to...
Here I am again. All right, so now, what are the caterer's responsibilities?
The caterer, of course,
does
must,
that include,
must provide the food.
of course.
Now, for a big party, the caterer should be taking care of everything. The caterer should be your party planner. The caterer should be your god, almost.
So
You
they
and the
could-
caterer become one person, okay?
Okay.
And he takes care of everything. He discusses with you your table settings, your colors, the theme. He discusses with you
The music that
the
you may
music.
have in the background?
He can arrange, a full-service
So-
catering firm like Fanciful Feasting can arrange for the photographer, can arrange for the minister, can arrange for anything you want. Okay?
Oh, now, what do we have here for dessert?
This is a mincemeat mousse.
Oh,
Now, this is going to take a little bit of production to make, so...
Okay. well,
Okay?
Now
Now,
for
this
my
is
favorite part. This is the dessert.
This is my
idea.
favorite. This is my favorite dessert. It's a mincemeat mousse. However, you can substitute the mincemeat for strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, any time of the year. Okay? Now, this is going to take a few minutes to set up and make, so please be kind.
Okay.
And here we go. I've got everything all together. And I'm just going to lay out the ingredients.
Now, Ralph, what are the responsibilities of the caterer? I mean, besides, of course, bringing all the food.
Well, the
preparing
caterer
food.
is responsible for everything, absolutely everything. And he's responsible for the table settings. He's responsible for
The music?
the music. He's responsible for the
color
if you're
scheme.
giving a party, you should not worry about anything. The caterer should worry about every single thing there is to worry about. All you should worry about is paying the bill, very honestly. Okay?
Now, what did we just do here? You had some...
We had some
sugar?
gelatin. We had some gelatin, which we poured over some cold water and then dissolved it in hot water. And if this will stay here for a moment to cool down, what we do now is I have already taken 4 yolks of eggs, and I have them here, and I'm going to add sugar to that very gently.
Can I help you with anything?
No, not at the moment. It has to be very
He
gentle.
doesn't trust me at this point.
I know you don't know how to cook, my dear. That's why. See, but
Does everyone have
you have to
know
do
that?
that very gently and see.
Coming along,
Okay. Alrighty, you can see that this is so easy to do. Now, this is mincemeat. As I say, it can be strawberries. It can be anything.
Oh, strawberries. Any fruit, berries.
Anything at all. Anything at all. And now you want 2, in this case, we want 2 tablespoons of rum.
Should be rum.
Well, for the mincemeat. You can use anything else for
If you have a fruit.
for other fruits. Yeah, you use a different flavor.
Cognac or something.
Okay, now what we need to do is to whip some heavy cream.
Okay.
And so we've got it going here.
All right.
And we
Smell the rum.
actually we started whipping it before,
Okay. So it
so that, you know, we didn't have
should be done by now. Looks great.
And what we do is take a bit of this and put it in here and lighten that up.
I'm going to move this over here.
Please do.
And you could,
Please
maybe
do. And we
come over
also
here and see
take
how this is coming.
the gelatin and pour it in here. Make sure you get it all out. As I said, this is going to take a few, but it's worth every single. Okay. Now we take this bowl again. May I have that?
Sure.
I got you working. And we take this.
I may learn a few things as we're going along here.
Your daughter's going to enjoy this dessert, okay? And then what we do is fold this in. And you can see that I'm going up and around and up and around, up and around, up and around. Make sure it's folded. And it's best to make this the day before and keep it in the refrigerator, okay? There we go. And you find a pretty bowl.
And that's it.
And you add that to that.
And that's it.
And that's basically it.
Oh, that looks great.
Okay.
Now, of course, it looks wonderful.
And you take it and put it in the refrigerator.
But let's have the original one back here. After you
And
decorate on a
then
plate, it looks great.
It comes out looking like that.
You know,
Okay.
Ralph, after the party is over, who does the food belong to?
The food belongs to the caterer.
Oh, it does.
The food
even
belongs
though
to-
you're paying for, how does that work?
I, as a caterer, am hired to feed 25 people, okay? I have fed 25 people. I have maybe in some cases have fed 27, 28 people. The caterer should take the food home. Also because the insurance says if anything goes wrong, you're going to be in trouble. The caterer is responsible for the food even though it's sitting in your refrigerator for 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Of
the
course,
caterer
people
does-
are not knowledgeable about how to actually
how to-
preserve
yeah.
food, and
Yeah.
they may have it in
I'm
there
looking
for a week.
I need to give
Oh.
you some of this, and I'm looking for my glasses down here. And
Well, everything looks, it
I
looks
know
great.
that you want to
It
taste
looks
some of that.
great.
You see the
Oh, of
consistency of that?
Well, Ralph, I am so happy that you were able to give us this time. And of
And
course,
your
if anyone
fingers.
is interested in the recipe or would like to know more about fanciful feasting, of course, write to Neighborhoods Today at the end of the show. Now, I'm going to put this down so I could eat some of this delicious mousse.
Okay, let's get to the spoon.
Crime happens, but where it happens and who becomes the victim can be influenced by you and your community. As the eyes and ears of their neighborhoods, Block Watch programs assist police by reporting suspicious activity.
I'm witnessing a theft from a vehicle.
To learn more about crime prevention in your neighborhood, contact your local police department or the Block Watch Society of BC.
To many of us, Sam Shepard has become another male star of the silver screen, with such movie credits as The Right Stuff, Country, Baby Boom, Fools for Love. Well, his acting talent has been visible to us all. However, tonight we're going to discuss another side of Sam Shepard, and that is of the playwright. He is the winner of 5 Obie Awards, and he's also the author of such renowned plays as Buried Child, of course, Fools for Love, and True West. And here with me to discuss the playwright and his many unique themes is Mary Alvarez. Mary is the co-founder of the PAM Repertory Company. She is also an independent director who just happens to be directing Sam Shepard's True West. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Okay, Mary, so tell us, what is so appealing about Sam Shepard?
Well, what's so appealing about his plays is Sam Shepard, the man himself, and the way he's described himself. He's described himself as a cowboy, an actor, and a playwright. And in this particular play, True West, it has all those elements.
I'm familiar with many of his plays, and it's true. I mean, as you're watching them, you could always pick out a character and say, I bet that's Sam Shepard. So why don't we go into some of the recurring themes as viewers when we go to one of his plays, what we could look for?
Well, he basically has 3 recurring themes. He has the gaining or the losing of innocence. He also has the element of suspense through his writing, through his characters, and also he allows us to think.
Oh, yes. Okay, well, now, knowing that you are directing True West, let's use that as an example. Let's start with the first theme that we mentioned, which was Lost of Innocence. Where could
Right.
we see that?
Right. In this particular play, you have two brothers, Austin, who's a writer, and Lee, who's a wanderer. He's a desert rat. And Austin is writing a love story, and the producer comes one day just to see how he's coming along with his writing. Well, the producer drops Austin's script, who's a writer, and takes Lee's suggestion as a Western. There, Austin loses his innocence.
Like it happens to us all. Okay, now, so why don't we go into the next one then? You mentioned suspense.
Well, you have suspense, but not just through the writing. You have suspense through the transformation of the characters. Because you never know exactly what the characters are up to. And that keeps us at the edge of our seats.
Oh, could you give us an example?
For example, Austin, who's this mild-mannered writer, wouldn't hurt a fly when we first see him, is transformed into this madman at the very end of the play because of his script being dropped. And his brother, who's this free-spirit human being, giving up his freedom and almost conforming to society.
Yes, and it seems to me that always through those character transformations, that as a viewer, you're always left, well, just say you're always left to make up your own ending. How does it end?
Well, that's the beauty of Sam Shepard, because he forces the audience, directors, actors, everyone involved to think. For example, at the end, who's going to win? Is it Austin, who's emotionally, mentally able to kill? Or is it Lee, who's physically a strong man and has no concern about who he kills or doesn't kill? It makes us think at the blackout, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
The curtain never goes down.
Okay, well, Mary, I want to thank you for coming and, bringing a little bit more understanding and hopefully a lot more enjoyment when we go to see a Sam Shepard play.
Thank you.
Attention travelers. Next Tuesday, a major hurricane will cause complete chaos throughout the city. Food, water, and phone service will be in short supply. There will likely be panic citywide. Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
With the Williamsburg Bridge looming in the background, the North Side community of Williamsburg has always represented all that is rich about living in Brooklyn. A neighborhood that is quite traditional, yet is constantly open to change. In the midst of newly founded art galleries, one is still able to shop at Mom and Pop's grocery store. And one of its most traditional establishments, yet bursting with new and exciting community happenings, is Teddy's Bar. Teddy's, located at the corner of North 8th Street and Berry Street, is a tavern that is over 100 years old. With its oak back bar, mahogany bar top, and stained glass windows, one is propelled back to an era long gone. I've been told that during Prohibition it was a speakeasy, and in the 1950s part of the bar was even a tailor shop. But now with its 3 young owners, Teddy's has become a major cultural spot in this community. Born and raised in New York City, Felice Jurgen, Glenn Kirby, and Lee Ornati have been friends for almost 15 years. Coming from a working-class background, they all share the passions common in urban communities, which are plenty of hard work, good food and music, deep friendships, and an active participation in community affairs. After meeting these unique personalities, it seemed only natural that they would all join forces in making Teddy's not only a successful bar, but a bar that will benefit the community in a very constructive way. Being a community organizer for 15 years, Felice Jurgens is currently working as a part-time director of an anti-crime center for the Citizens Committee of New York City. Serving as hostess, treasurer, manager, and special events organizer, Felice's love for her community is obvious in the way she treats her customers. Recently, she spoke of her own contributions in making Teddy's a successful community business.
So my contribution to Teddy's has been to really bring a sense of neighborhood. I'm raising my baby here with my husband, and we're really proud to be part of a neighborhood where the people stay and fight and don't let their neighborhood get closed down by big factories or city governments that are heartless, but that they stay and generate a strong sense of neighborhood. And I hope that our customers in the bar will get involved with us for a good fight and a long time to stay in this neighborhood.
Of course, most of Teddy's success comes from the unique music it is presenting. One of its main attractions is Shorty Jackson, an 87-year-old jazz singer. On the night we were there, Joel Forrester, a pianist-composer, entertained the crowd. Spinning records all over the metropolitan area for the last 20 years, Glenn Kirby is responsible for the Teddy's sound. Having lived in Chicago for 5 years, Glenn brings to Teddy's a unique mixture of blues, country, and rock. That night, Glenn spoke on how music enriches and enhances the atmosphere of Teddy's.
Well, as you can see, this bar has been here for 103 years, and it's sort of a product of all its owners. And one of the things that me and Lee and Felice have added to this bar is music on a consistent basis, 3 or 4 days a week. We've made a large allocation of the floor space for a bandstand, and we feature jazz music, R&B, blues, reggae, because music is a part of life and a part of the enjoyment of life, and that's what Teddy's has been about for 103 years.
Another delicious attraction at Teddy's bar is the food. Recent dishes have included barbecued chicken, mussels with marinara sauce, and the all-time favorites, French fries. Lee Ornati, a daytime machinist, is the creator and cook for Teddy's. Having catered and cooked for various community fundraisers, Lee sees food as the main ingredients in getting the community together.
We wanted to do something a little bit different, but not be exotic. And this city is full with all different people of races and nationalities. And what's common to one is exotic to the other. So what we try and do is mix them up so people eat different foods, but they're not scary or challenging. And in that way, that's how we pick the food, is by trying to pick basic street-type food, the stuff people love to eat as a child, and turn them into, different kinds of dishes that will go well in a bar setting.
Well, whether it be its food, music, or community events, Teddy's Bar still remains quite traditional, for it is still a place where friends can meet, talk, and share not only their lives, but their dreams.
The falling
my neighborhood to yours. Have a great day.